Looking for mushrooms in the forest is a lot like looking for buried treasure. Sometimes we find what we're looking for, and sometimes we don't. I am so immensely grateful to the bounty of our Pacific Northwest forests. Mushrooms, plant medicines. When we gather in the forest, we gather not only what the forest offers us, we also gather ourselves. We gather each other. In this video, you will see us gather as a family. There are bumps, there are joys, there's celebration. Every time we adventure together in nature, we get closer as a family, and that for me is the best harvest of all. I'm Kristin Collier, and this is my 22-year-old son, Trinidad. I'm a writer and a coach helping people find their joy alone and together with others. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe. Our first stop was to pick up my youngest son, Sam, who is 19 years old at the time of this filming. Sadly, the kid's other parent, my platonic life partner, Seda, could not join us today. Okay, guys, so I have lunch. I grabbed sandwiches. I got all the fixins that you wanted, and I also got a bag of dessert.
Yum.
When you guys think about mushrooming, what comes to your mind?
It's really wet. Rainy.
Yeah, totally. And what are your earliest memories of mushroom hunting?
Earliest good one was, I don't know, it was definitely just us, and it was like Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time that I actually found mushrooms. Like a few times. It's kind of like me with fishing. I'm just still not that lucky.
It's nice to find them. How about you, Trent?
Oh man, well, I just love mushrooming. I don't know. I remember doing it a long time ago, but when I was up in Alaska and when we first got there, we had very, very little money, and so we were trying to, make everything stretch, and so we would get as many wild mushrooms as we could to supplement our top ramen. And it worked pretty well. Learned a lot of mushrooms.
I just want to say that these look like two grown men, and in fact they are two grown men, but these are my boys, man. These are my littles. We've had some such great adventures, and it's super fun to be out here with you today. Here's Trin at age 4, proudly displaying his mushrooms, and me looking a little exhausted, trying to keep up with him, as I still do. Getting a group shot of us all before heading off into the forest turned out to be not easy or fun. Trinidad and I got a little bristly with each other. What was easy was for us to do our natural rhythm, which is Trin hunting mushrooms on his own and Sam and I going off to talk at least as much as we're hunting mushrooms. I trusted that because everybody's needs mattered to one another, that we would get together and talk about anything that was unresolved later. Dust off the top. And look what we found. Chanterelles subulbidus, the golden chanterelle.
Oh, do you have it with you?
No, I forgot it in the car. There is nothing like the smell of a damp forest and all of the life that is thriving there. I am so grateful to share this. This one is not a chanterelle, but what a beautifully viscous top it has. This is a chanterelle. It has ridges under its cap instead of gills, and that's where the spores are produced. I felt so happy to get caught up with Sam on his school and friends and what shows he's watching, and he had a lucky day for mushrooms too. Pretty exciting. Well, oh shoot, we don't have our microphones on.
No.
Super awesome. I was feeling happy and relaxed, and I saw Trinidad was too when he returned with a bag full of mushrooms. I took a back seat and enjoyed listening to him and Sam talk about work and life as I just watched the scenery roll by. So grateful that Trinidad came back to the house to clean mushrooms with me. We discovered we'd had a misunderstanding, and he didn't realize that he was going to be in the video. So I finally understood that moment of tension when we tried to take a group photo before heading off into the woods together. I apologize that I had been unclear. I certainly wanted him to be in choice about that. I had gotten so caught up in the balance of both experiencing going mushrooming with them and documenting that I had not adequately described the scope of the project to him. He was super understanding and supportive, and we even agreed to share this conversation about it with you, in part because I want to be really clear that even after 18 years of NVC and my practice of joy, there's still conflict, which I really like to see as opportunity to get closer, to get clearer. And my intention is to really use all of my skill and will to approach that conflict with an open heart and an open mind. I'm so grateful that in our family, one of our values is to come back to connection as soon as we can own our experience and come back to have those courageous conversations. It supports our emotional sustainability as a family. And back to the topic of mushrooms, to support sustainability there, it's advisable to only harvest half the patch, which Trinidad is about to comment on in terms of consequences.
I've already seen a bunch of cut stipes.
Yeah.
It seemed like whoever was doing that was not following that rule, because in the areas where there was cut stipes, there were no mushrooms left.
Right. Leo says, bummer. On a cheerier note, Trinidad picked one of two mushrooms that were new to him.
Watch, that one's super poisonous, and people are going to look at it and leave a ton of comments on your video. Be like, what the fuck? You can't eat that.
He looked it up in our Mushrooms Demystified book by David Aurora. And there it is. That looks just like it, right? Ta-da! Positive ID. Yeah, it's only can be confused with the pink coral mushroom, pinkish coral mushroom, which has a different description.
It is always good to cook up any new mushroom that you haven't eaten before, even if you're sure of what it is, just to make double sure, because it's better to get a little bit sick and throw up than it is to die. Got my little micro pan here. Gonna saute this. Oh yeah,
This is really bougie.
Are
you sure that's enough
Boom.
mushroom? I mean, butter?
Hopefully. Okay. Got our little tasters all cooked up. Much smaller than they were. Got one more little guy over here. Now we're gonna eat them.
What's the verdict?
Pretty tasty. Very mild. They don't taste like a whole lot. Taste a lot of butter.
Our family is so grateful for Chanterelles and the forests that are so bountiful and willing to share them. And we're grateful too to those forests for raising us as we raised ourselves, as we raised each other. And we're grateful to communities of all kinds that have supported us and challenged us along the way. We're grateful to you for watching and joining us on this very intimate family adventure. And we would love to hear your comments, questions, the things that have inspired you in family, in the forest, and with mushrooms. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come and check out the Core Alignment with Joy series, which is happening live on Zoom in January. You can find me at collierconnections.com. Would love it if you like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a wonderful day.